I'd like to do some who breathing and then lay our legs over the bolster over the chair and release the psoas to start there. I just want to make sure that's not someone trying to get in that can't. No. Okay. So just get yourself comfortable for your check-in, however that is. Oh, Mel's weary. She's yawning her head off. Take a few nice exhales, side out. Do what you need to do to land in your seat. Feel the response from your body. And with each exhale, just feel the legs relaxing, the shoulders letting go. Creating more ease in your seat. And once you feel that you've landed in this space, you've created a container for yourself. Just check in and notice what's going on for you this morning. Are you able to sit still? Do you feel a little fidgety? Is there any discomfort, whether it's physically or mentally? Just checking in. Try not to go into story. Exploring, inquiring. And trusting that everything that's happening today within you is okay. And then bring your awareness to the rhythm of your breath. We're not going to change it just yet. We're just, again, taking notice. Where is the breath? How's the flow? Bring your awareness down to the belly now and feel the belly expand and contract as you breathe. And as you keep part of your focus there, take another part of your focus to the sound of your breath. And when you're ready to begin your who breaths, we're going to do 20 breaths. Count them with your fingers if you need to. Breathing out the word who, listen to the sound of the breath. All the way to the end of the exhale, feel the belly pressing that breath out all the way to the end. And then we relax the belly and it just expands as the inhale passively rises. As you move through these breaths, notice how your body is responding, knowing that simultaneously you're working on your nervous system, your adrenals, your psoas muscles. I'm just speaking ahead, but when you get to your 20 breaths, let go of the breath, just sit for a moment and feel the resonance. And then let your chin drop down towards your chest and just explore the back of the neck a little. But there's no hurry. Everybody's just going to be at their own pace. After you've done that, come and lay on your back near your chair where you're going to put it up, and just hug your knees and roll over and massage the back into the floor. But again, there's no hurry. Keep going with your breathing if you're on your breath still, and just slowly move through those next two positions. Move as gently as you can. We've already started shifting a heightened nervous system. We're starting to bring ourselves back down. So we don't want to interrupt that. You're just laying on your back, massaging the back into the floor. And feel the muscles, feel where the pressure is against the floor, and move your body wherever it needs to go to massage the areas of the back of the pelvis or the low back, or the areas that you want to massage. And if you feel a little stiffer up in the upper spine or the upper back, keep your legs up there. I've just crossed my feet because that's easier, or cross my ankles because that's easier to hold them there. And then just reach your arms up gently and rock from side to side. That'll get up into the shoulder blade area, the upper back. And then just for a moment, come to constructive rest. Feeling the back of the pelvis on the floor. Notice the arch of the low back, where the back of the ribs sit on the floor. Come to the front of the pelvis and notice the tops of the thighs, the inner thighs, the groin area, the low belly. Just notice the sensations and the position that they're in. The level of comfort maybe. And then when you're ready, we're going to pop our feet, or our calf muscles up on the chair. Now I'll just have a little peek. So my blanket is on the chair and I've got the end of the blanket rolled over here so that my ankles sit, or that my heels sit over the little roll, and it's much more comfortable for your legs if you can do that. If not, it's okay, but you want to have the chair high enough that the back of the knees sit on the end of the chair, and your calf muscles and your heels aren't sitting up like that, aren't off the chair. They need to be relaxed onto the chair. So if your chair's too low, it's not going to relax your psoas. If your chair's too high, it's not going to relax. So if you need, if your chair's too high, just pop something under your pelvis to lift it up a bit. So the space between the floor and the chair is exactly the same as the length of the femur, the upper leg. So wiggle yourself around, find that position. And then if you have a bit of weight, pop it over your belly, your pelvis. Snuggle it in there. If you want to go all out, you can also, it's really helpful. It's a bit hard to do on your own unless you've got everything right there, but some weight over the shins is also really comforting. So yeah, it just depends what you've got around, either or. Maybe you prefer the weight on your shins rather than on your belly, because both of them help to relax the psoas. That's the whole point of that weight. Okay, I think everybody's just out there. All right, so once you're there, just let your arms either rest on your belly or rest down by your sides, not above your head, just somewhere that's really comfortable and soft for the upper body. And find the rhythm in your breath. So we're going to stay here for a while. So it's really easy to rush a position like this. But if you can, we're not going to stay there for 15 minutes, but if you've got time, especially if you're tired in the low back, pelvis, or, you know, a little uncomfortable. If you've got time to spend 15 minutes here, especially at the end of the day, it's really beneficial, even more so than putting your legs up the wall. So just hanging out here, allow yourself time to just be, for this position to do its magic on your nervous system and on the psoas muscles, which are, as you know, deeply connected to the fight and flight response. You're just feeling the rhythm in your breath. Feel the rise and the fall of the belly. Allow the belly to be soft and heavy. Letting go of any doing. The sense of the feet and the heels softening into the blanket or the chair. Feel the sensations in the feet and the heels, the ankles. Notice the shins parallel to the floor. The weight of the shins moving down into the bones of the lower legs. Down into the calf muscles. Feel the meaty calf muscles pressing gently into the support of the chair, of the blanket, whatever you're on. Remain with that weight down into the calf muscles. Feel the sensation there. Get a sense of the knee joints, the angle of the knee, and the sensations all the way around the joints. Take your awareness and imagine the thigh bones. The femurs are very big very big bones. They're heavy, but they're not dry like an old dog bone. They're moist and they're quite pliable. Feel their weight sinking down into the hip sockets. Feel the angle of the thighs, the front of the thighs, the meaty quad muscles. the back of the thighs, the hamstrings. The inner and outer thighs. And as we let go of the weight of the thighs down into the pelvis, feel the glutes, the back of the pelvis, down into the floor. And sense of those big glute muscles, letting go of any holding. The deeper, more supportive muscles and connective tissues that are underneath the glutes that support us. Sometimes they have to work so hard because we're so out of alignment. We do things asymmetrically so often that it's a lot of work for them to keep us aligned. So feel a softening deep within the pelvis. In the pelvic floor. Notice the breath. The pelvic floor is just another breathing diaphragm. It moves as you breathe. Shift your awareness to the top of the thighs and the groins. Feel a softening over the groins. Across the low belly, that area between the two hip points at the front. And as your belly softens, so too does the low back. The back ribs. The shoulders and arms. The back of the head and the root of the tongue. Allow that softness to build throughout the whole body, but particularly around the pelvic, belly, low back area. Enjoying every out breath. And now I invite you to just bring yourself out just enough that you can move your body to the right, just enough that your left leg stays on the chair and your right leg comes down alongside the chair. So I'll do the left leg so you can see. Right leg's on the chair, left leg's down along the floor. And then maybe your weight lays over that right leg, the length of the leg and over the pelvis. Length of the thigh, sorry, and over the pelvis. Try and keep it in line. Feel the weight of the right leg. Invite your breath down into the right groin area. Then just take the weight off. Take that right foot into constructive rest. And then pop it back on the chair. Make your way to the other side of the chair. Again, as gently as you can go. Taking the left leg down. Take the breath into the left groin area. Letting the leg be as heavy as it can be. From here, we're going to roll over onto our left side, and I invite you to keep that blanket that's on your left leg or your pillow, whatever you've got, keep it between the legs. So as you roll onto your left side, the right leg will land on top of the blanket that's on top of your left leg, and just stay on your side for a moment. You might find your belly's started to grumble. Girl, go away, talk to you. It's very common. Okay, and then slowly keep rolling over a little more, just to come onto your hands to push yourself up. And then sit on your blanket. Take your legs either side of the chair. Take a moment to be upright here first. Feel into the body. Again, just try and keep the thighs as soft as you can. And then bring that chair a little closer. Lean over the chair, pop your arms on the chair. And then let your forehead rest down. So you've got a little bit of an angle in the back, just enough that's going to be comfortable for you in the low back and the hamstrings. If your hamstrings you're finding are really tight, you might want to bend the knees a little, or you might want to even put some blocks underneath or something underneath if you've got something else around. But we're going to slowly move the chair away when we relax the body. But just for now, it's in a nice, easy position for you. Once you're there, consciously let go of the legs, of the thighs. Got a very cute dog, Marie. I want to have a cuddle. So letting go of the legs, letting go of the glutes. Let the belly be soft. Feel the pressure of the back of your hands on your third eye. So rest your hand, your third eye, on your hands. And the belly is just gently expanding and contracting with the breath. If and when you feel comfortable, you might like to push the chair a little further away so that you fold in the hip creases a little more, but only if it's comfortable and accessible. We want to be relaxed. So we just go a tiny ways. And then if you feel you want to, if everything softens and you want to go a little further, feel free to go further. We're not trying to get our head to the floor. We're trying to relax and open the back body. Stay focused on the breath. And then slowly bring yourself upright. Just sit there for a moment. And then bring, excuse me, your legs in and your feet together, your knees out. Bring the chair back in. You're right, Rob, looking around the chair. Okay. So feet together, knees out, chair back in. Same deal. Now that the chair's closer, lean forward, so hinge forward. You'll notice my back's not rounding, just come forward and then let your forehead rest on your hands. Don't go that far that you can't relax your legs. For future reference, if you want to do these practices at home, more propping under your knees, so a pillow or blocks under your knees so that they really support the legs is really helpful. So if we were in the studio, that's what we would be doing. You can never have too many props, especially for a restorative practice. Take the breath all the way down into the low belly, into the groins, into the inner thighs. And again, slowly lift up. Take the chair away a little. Bring the knees up. Stick them straight underneath. Bring the chair back in. And lay over the chair. Can you manage that now? If you can't, just take the chair away and grab your pillow and pop your pillow in the front there, that you can be supported by that and just kind of hang over there like that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, cool. Oh, Karen's got a chair on wheels too. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, Karen. Good. And the same applies. If you feel like you want to go a little further once everything settles, just move the chair away, hinge a little deeper. But we want to keep it soft. Notice your thigh muscles, your quads. Are they contracted? Can you relax them a little more? So in an active forward fold like this, we would try and actually contract the quads to fold, but in a restorative pose, we want them relaxed. And again, slowly push yourself up. Sit upright for a moment, feeling the weight down through your sit bones and the lift up through your spine. start, get a little bit of a twist happening now. So we want to grab our bolsters to do that. You can actually do this twist on a chair. I might just show that just before I pop on the bolster, just in case that's something you want to do. So you would sit on the end of your blanket with your knees to one side, kind of a little bit like deer pose. A bit, there we are. And then turn over. Oh, my back just went click, that was nice. You turn toward your chair and heels like that. And that's really a really nice twist as well. So if you want to try that, go for that. Otherwise, let's grab another bolster, sorry. We want to get our bolster on an angle. So just pop your blanket or something underneath, a block or whatever, and then sit to the side of your bolster, or to the end of the bolster, I should say, the side of the hip to the end of the bolster. And then it's just like on the chair, we turn toward the bolster and we lay the belly down, and always have your head turned the same side as the knees to begin with. And just hanging out there. It's a really nice twist, or really nice to get into this little twist after all those forward folds. So whether it's on a chair or a bolster, it doesn't matter. Let everything relax. Let both legs relax. Feel into the sensations in the back of the pelvis. And feel the breath moving around the muscles, massaging the muscles deep within the pelvis. Then maybe if you want to go a little further, you just lift up the torso, turn the belly and the chest a little further, and lay yourself down over the bolster. So as we lay down, it's belly, ribs, chest, and head. Turning the head in the other direction then. Deepening that twist. And as you get back into that deeper twist, if you've gone there, make sure that the right or the top leg is relaxed again. Taking the breath down into the pelvis. Feel the inhale moving all the way down into the pelvis. And the exhale, relaxing that front shoulder, the front rib cage, back down toward the bolster, toward the floor. Let the head turn back to the first side for a moment. And then push yourself up. Face away from the bolster, so the sacrum's now at the bolster, and straighten your legs and just sit upright for a moment. And then you're going to turn around and do the same thing on the other side. So just spinning around, setting yourself up over the bolster. Head turns again to the same side as the legs to begin with. Skews my back to you for now. Once you're there, relax the legs, relax the pelvis, the shoulders. Take the breath back down into the pelvis. Moving yourself deeper into the twist if that's the variation you want. Again, coming back, relaxing that top leg. And then just prepare yourself to come out. Instead of coming out the way we came out last time, push yourself up onto your hands and then bring your knees either side. So you're sitting in hero pose with your knees wide. Now, if you can't, so I'm going to give you two options. So what we're going to do here is just lay over the bolster. So you can have it upright like that, or you can just get rid of one and come all the way down and be on your knees with on your heels with your knees wide. Or if that's uncomfortable for your knees, lay over the bolster. So the end of the pelvis will be, or the bottom of the pelvis will be at the bottom of the bolster. And then the knees go a little wider, and we just lay over the bolster like that, which is, both of them are really comfortable. But in this position, it opens up the back of the pelvis. So whichever variation you would like. Just be there with your breath. So from here, we're going to move into constructive rest. So maybe you would like to just roll onto your side and roll onto your back. Maybe you'd like to come up and sit in hero pose first. You choose how you want to get there. But when you're ready, it's laying on your back in constructive rest. Get yourself ready for Savasana. Have everything close because Savasana is up after this next little bit. Oh, we lost Karen. Now she's back. Other Karen. Oh, you're back, Karen. Good. Thanks. So in constructive rest, we're going now. Okay. I might actually, oh yeah, you'll be able to see from there. So just before we go any further and you're in constructive rest, let the spine be long. So really lengthening through the spine and then settle down through the feet and the back of the pelvis. the shoulder blades, and notice how you're feeling now, how you come in contact with the floor, particularly around the pelvis, the low back. Feel the sensations of the thighs, the groins, the belly, the glutes, the low back, and the back, the lower back ribs. So we've done a lot of work around not only the psoas, but its best friend, the QL muscles in the low back, which are both attached to the low back ribs. So if there's any tightness or pulling, it'll disrupt the placement of the rib cage. Just feeling into that. And then bring your arms down by your sides with your palms facing down and the thumbs or the wrists reasonably close to the sides of the hips. Okay, let the shoulders relax. And then start with your right hand. I'm going to do my left so it's closer to the camera. But on the inhale, you're going to roll your hand over, that the back of the hand comes down to the floor. And when you do that, squeeze your left shoulder blade in and down. So we open up here at the front, and my left, or your right shoulder blade, sorry, is squeezing down. Okay. And then you're going to roll that hand back over. The palm comes down to the floor, and then keep rolling that the back of the hand comes to the side of the hip, and that right shoulder lifts up off the floor. Okay, so that's the action of the hand. So on the inhale, we roll it open and squeeze that shoulder blade down. On the exhale, we roll it back and we lift the shoulder and squeeze between the shoulder and the chest. And then do that again, rolling open, squeezing the shoulder blade. And as we squeeze the shoulder blade, the chest opens. As we roll it back, we lift the shoulder, we squeeze the front of the chest, or we squeeze the chest and the shoulder blade opens. So just do that a couple more times on your own, feeling into the muscles that are doing the work around the front of the chest here and the shoulder blade area. So we move nice and slow. We're letting it roll. We're not picking it up and turning it. We're just letting it roll. And then the next time you roll over and the palm comes up and you squeeze the shoulder blade, keep the palm stuck there then. Keep the palm up, the back of the hand pressing into the floor, and just keep doing that same action with the shoulder. But now the back of the hand is glued to the floor. So now we've really isolated that movement into the muscles that are designed to do the job, with no help from the lower arm and the hand. And then let that one go. Turn both palms up by your sides and just see if you can feel a difference between the left shoulder and the right shoulder. Maybe the right shoulder feels like it's weighted back a little more or relaxed back a little more. The left shoulder might feel like the front tip of the shoulder is drawn in. And then, of course, we're going to do the other side. So starting with your left hand, palms facing down, we roll it out with the inhale as we squeeze the left shoulder blade and open the front. And then we roll the hand back, we lift the shoulder, we squeeze the right side of the upper chest. And then just keep going a few times, feeling into the muscles across the upper back and the chest. And then the next time you roll open, glue the back of the hand to the floor and just use the shoulder for the movement. And then relax at both arms down, palms facing up. Wiggle the upper back into the floor. Realign the neck. And just notice what you're noticing now. Hopefully a little bit flatter, not only in the back of the pelvis and the low back, but also the upper back and the back of the shoulders, the back of the neck now. And when you're ready, snuggle yourself into Savasana. So grabbing any props that you need under your knees or your head, any warmth that you want to pop over the top. So once you have moved around, you've got yourself in a nice snuggled position. Let's take a few nice exhales and let go of the body. Feeling into the sensations of the body. Begin to feel the breath. the rise and the fall of the breath. Relaxing even deeper into each exhale. I'd like to take you on a little journey. Imagine yourself now walking down a long path. As you walk down this path, you look around and notice the trees. Can you smell any fragrance? How does the ground feel under your feet? Pick up some leaves, needles, pine cones, stones, whatever you find as you're walking. Take a long, slow, deep breath. Smell the air. Notice whether the air is cold or warm as it enters your nostrils, throat, and lungs. After a while, you come to a clearing. Look around. Notice if there is a structure. Is it a building, a cabin, cave, or any other natural structure? Look for openings as you begin to investigate this safe place. Again, use all of your senses to create this place for yourself. Now slowly enter and begin to look around. Are there any furnishings in this environment? Are there pictures on the wall or any unusual objects? Is there anything familiar here that may allow you to feel safe, secure, and connected to your inner guide? Allow your guide to manifest in whatever form it needs to take. And if you have any questions at this time, pose them to your guide. Then be silent for a while to allow your answers to come. If there are no answers at this time, just be aware over the next few days for responses in the form of people, books, or thoughts. And now gently bring your awareness back to your breathing and begin to come back down the path. Hear the sounds around you and slowly allow your consciousness to be brought to your current reality. Remember, you can go to this place anytime you need to be centered. Get a sense of the body on the floor, the support from your mat, your blankets, your bolster, everything you've got gathered around you to make your nest. Listen to the sounds of the room. Notice the sound of your breath and invite in a deeper breath. Enjoy that breath. And when you're ready, when you hear that cue, that inner cue to roll over and sit yourself up, do that as gently as you can. And sit with your eyes closed, just to check back in with yourself. How do you feel physically? How do you sit in your seat now? Has something changed? Do you feel any differently about the day ahead? About yourself? And place your hand on your heart center. Feeling into the energy of the heart center. And be grateful that you've given yourself this time to slow down, to nourish yourself from the inside out. Bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra, being grateful for your practice, for your Sangha, for the teachings. Namaste. Thanks.